All right, now we will finish up today with our final section. And that's if you go the way of doing an actual energy retrofit. So if you're doing any renovations on your home and you want to do an energy retrofit, some of the things that you ought to look out for. So first of all, you have a number of tools that can help you to track. And these are different plugs, different apps, different tools, sensors, all sorts of different things can help you to track your home. Now, this in technical lingo is what you call the hobo market. Honest observer market is what it really is. Honest observer just really means, somebody that's looking at your home and analyzing it for what it is, right? There's so many different hobo products out there. So many apps, sensors, like I said, dashboards online. There's several of them. Now, even if you're not a gadget person, where you can get this information, you guessed it, your utility bills. If you look at your consumption every month, that can kind of give you an idea as to where you are, so that if you're pushing up for any reason in terms of consumption, you most likely know why. Maybe you have a relative staying with you for a couple of weeks or something. If you're going down in consumption, you also kind of have an idea as to why, right? So your utility bills, that's a great way to get a lot more information about your home and how it's performing. And you don't necessarily have to, you don't have to do a thesis on it, but every month or so, just, take a glance through it, maybe write down one or two numbers and kind of compare that with the next month and so on and so on. It's not something that's intensive at all. You could even put that in your phone as a calendar or something and kind of use it that way. So there's so many different ways you could do this. But the main thing here that I'm trying to highlight is that your utility bills, they hold a myriad of information that you can use. Most importantly, it's your information and it's free. Well, it's not free. You already paid for it, but it's your information. But you can use it, right? So that's one of the things I wanted to highlight here as well. Now, if you're actually doing a renovation, one of the things I would suggest is to plan a number of things around that renovation. Like the time frame. When do you want this to finish? The amount of money that you want to spend. I'm going to dedicate $5,000 to this renovation and nothing more. And then also some of the things that you want to do in that renovation. I'm doing only my basement and nothing else. I'm doing only the basement walls and nothing else, and so on and so on, right? Now, that may sound like project management to some persons, which it actually is. But one of the things that some contractors come with as well, some contractors do come with a project manager as well to help you to manage this. But the main point that I'm making here is when you plan these things, it kind of helps you, it kind of sets you up for success a little bit better, right? So that's something that's useful there as well. Now, the first part of the process is really to look at what you want and look at the systems that you want to target and kind of set the goals for those, and then go about doing a little bit more research. Our session right now is actually a form of research. And then you also evaluate your home as well. That's where you get your actual evaluation done. Like I said, that's through NRCan, the Greener Homes program. And then once you go through that process, and you have your reports and what's not, you do your renovations, you then ensure you submit your documentation to be eligible for any rebates. If you are looking for incentives, this is before any work is done, make sure you submit that documentation before as well, right? So it just depends on what you're trying to do, will determine, how you progress through those things that you have to do, right? Now, here are some great sources of information that you get as well. So there is a flyer that you'll get, a handout kind of thing, like a summarized note deck that homeowners will get. And it has all of these on it. So the Canadian Home Builders Association, they used to have a list of contractors all over the province in different areas. I think they might be doing some work on that list. But what they have as well, they have various tips, when working with contractors, and various things to look out for as well. So they have advice. Great resource. So that's one I would recommend. You also have the NRCan website. You can use GC Key to sign into that. And that gives you a lot of information about the type of products that they're looking for. One of the stipulations that it have is that it has to be a Canadian product or at least assembled in Canada. So that's one of the good things there that they stipulate, which also keeps the local economy thriving as well. And then you also have the NR Guide program, the HRS program as well, Home Renovation Savings Program. Like I said, a lot of great information there. I actually think I have a snapshot of it. And, it'll show you what that will look like and all the different resources that you can find there as well. Now, you also have some tips for if you're hiring contractors. The HRAI, Heating, Refrigeration, Air Conditioning Institute of Canada, they have some tips that help consumers to work through that process as well. You also have Better Homes Toronto. Better Homes websites all across Southern Ontario. So not just Toronto. You also have Better Homes, I believe Hamilton, I'm not sure if London has one, but Better Homes websites are kind of popping up all over the southern part of the province. And that's one of the resources that you can tap into as well. Now, I mentioned those two, Toronto and Hamilton, because they have the kind of the most information on their two websites. There are some others as well, but the name is kind of slipping me right now. But you'll see some Better Homes websites from place to place. Actually, I think Ottawa has one as well. So quite a bit. Now, as you go through your project, tracking what you're doing and tracking your benefits and how you're progressing with the project is something that's helpful as well. And like I said, your energy advisors are usually on hand to answer any questions that you may have as you go through those as well, right? So lots of useful resources there that help, and use resources that you can tap into and use to your benefit as well. Now, here's a look at the Home Renovation Savings Program. So this is a rebate program. Some other programs that I'd like to mention, and they have their own separate websites. You also have the Energy Affordability Program, or the EAP program. That's a program that is delivered in tandem with Save on Energy and Clear Result. Generally, they like to discuss their own program themselves. They like to kind of tell you a little bit more because they have some stipulations in there that they are looking for. And then you also have lots of other resources around that as well. Home winterproofing program, the oil to heat pump program. There are quite a few of them out there. And like I said, as more resources are dedicated to this, and especially as we're going towards 2050, you'll see more push for things like this, right? So you'll see a lot more programs kind of popping up here and there, and before you know it, they'll be everywhere, right? Now, on the right-hand side, you're looking at two things. At the top, you're looking at the audit optional or evaluation optional measures. So remember, I said those are the heat pumps, those solar panels for electricity, and those smart thermostats. Those are the measures you don't have to have an audit for. And then the ones where you absolutely have to have those two audits, but remember those audits are incentivized or rebated: air sealing, insulation in your walls, your basement floor, exposed floors, your windows and doors. So $100 per assembly or rough opening, and then your heat pump to water heater as well. Right? So those are the audit preferred measures. And the reason why an audit is preferred there is just to kind of make them a little bit more, I guess, user friendly, make sure that they're designed for the use so that it's a little bit more efficient, right? So there's that. So that's what the website looks like. You got the various rebates in list format, itemized format, how the program works, some of the things that they're looking for. You can check your eligibility by asking questions. You can even use the contact us feature as well and ask questions directly. So a number of different great features there on that website. Now, I'm hoping that I was able to get those 3 goals that I set out for us. So like I said, I wanted to motivate homeowners to think about their energy efficiency in different ways. I wanted to educate homeowners on some of the resources that's available to them. And then I also wanted to help you kind of comb through this information and put it into perspective as well, right? And I hope I was able to do those 3 things.